Hello students, welcome back to the revision classes of Science Class 7. We are discussing about the respiration in organisms. In the first revision video of this chapter, we have discussed about the respiration process and about breathing. And we also came to know about different type of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So student, today we are going to discuss first of all the difference between the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So as you can see on your screen, here is a table in which the major differences between the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration is displayed. So let us understand what are the basic differences between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So as we have discussed in the first revision video that aerobic respiration generally occurs in all organisms, or we can say in higher organisms or higher animals, aerobic respiration takes place. Other hand, the anaerobic respiration, it generally occurs only in some bacteria, fungi and germinating seeds, and sometimes anaerobic respiration also takes place in certain animal tissue, as we have taken example of the human muscle cells. And second difference between aerobic respiration, the aerobic respiration need oxygen to carry out. It means aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, whereas anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. It does not require oxygen. And third is, in aerobic respiration, complete oxidation of glucose takes place. Means in aerobic respiration, the glucose molecule completely oxidizes, whereas in anaerobic respiration, incomplete oxidation of glucose takes place. And next is fourth one. In aerobic respiration, oxidation results in production of carbon dioxide, water and energy in the form of ATP. Means in aerobic respiration, when the oxidation of glucose molecule takes place, the oxygen results in the formation of carbon dioxide, water and energy. And remember, because in aerobic respiration complete oxidation of glucose takes place, and that's why the production of energy is more. Means the amount of energy will be more in the aerobic respiration. Whereas in anaerobic respiration, the oxidation results in production of ethyl alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy, and the energy that is produced in anaerobic respiration is less in amount because of incomplete oxidation of glucose molecule. So these are the basic differences that are in aerobic and anaerobic respiration. And after that, now let us understand about the breathing. What are the different steps of the breathing? Let us understand the term breathing. So the breathing is the process of taking in air. The process of taking in air for the purpose of respiration. This process is known as breathing. So student, I hope you are understood about breathing. Breathing is the process of taking in air for the purpose of respiration is called breathing. Breathing involves two main steps. First step is inhalation. And second step is exhalation. Inhalation and exhalation. Breathing involves two main steps, inhalation and exhalation. During inhalation, we take in air rich in oxygen. This process is known as the inhalation. And during exhalation, we expel out air rich in carbon dioxide, and this step is known as exhalation. So I hope now you are very clear about inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation means the process of taking in air rich in oxygen is known as inhalation, whereas exhalation, the process of releasing out or expel out air rich in carbon dioxide is known as exhalation. The next topic that we are going to discuss is rate of breathing. Rate of breathing. This is also known as breathing rate. So, rate of breathing. Rate of breathing, this explains us about the number of breath that a person takes in a minute. Means we can say the number of breath, taken by a person in a minute. This is known as the breathing rate. This is known as the breathing rate. So, in simply we can say the number of breaths per minute is called breathing rate. Student, generally a normal healthy person breathes 15 to 18 times per minute, or we can understand that a normal healthy person breathes 15 to 18 times in a minute. मतलब एक मिनट में एक स्वस्थ व्यक्ति 15 से 18 बार मतलब 15 to 18 टाइम्स ब्रीथ करते हैं. ठीक है, दिस इज द ब्रीथिंग रेट ऑफ अ नॉर्मल हेल्दी पर्सन. And now let us understand what are the differences between the breathing and respiration. Breathing and respiration. Respiration और breathing में क्या डिफरेंस होता है, इसको हम आगे समझेंगे. So first of all, breathing. What is breathing? So breathing is a physical process. Breathing is a physical process in which exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place. So we can define breathing as a physical process in which exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide take place. This is the breathing. Whereas respiration is a biochemical process. Which involve oxidation of glucose. So this is the respiration. Respiration is a biochemical process which involves oxidation of glucose, and this results the formation of carbon dioxide, water and energy. And second is breathing. Breathing process take place outside of cell. Means breathing process does not take place inside the cell. It takes place outside of the cell. Whereas the respiration process take place inside cell. I have told you when we are discussing about respiration that respiration is also called cellular respiration because respiration takes place inside the cell. So this is the second difference between breathing and respiration. And the third is breathing. Breathing does not involve any kind of enzyme, means during breathing, because this is a physical process and that's why there is no requirement any kind of enzyme. Whereas in respiration involve enzymes. During respiration process, bioenzymes are involved to perform respiration process. And in breathing, next difference is in breathing, no energy is evolved. No energy is evolved. Evolve means produce. Means during the breathing process, no energy is produced. यहाँ पर किसी तरह की कोई एनर्जी का प्रोडक्शन नहीं होता है. But in case of respiration, energy is evolved. Energy is evolved in form of ATP. In form of ATP. रिस्पायरेशन प्रोसेस में ग्लूकोज का ऑक्सीडेशन होता है, जिसके बाद एनर्जी का प्रोडक्शन या एनर्जी का इवोल्यूशन होता है जो एटीपी के फॉर्म में सेल के अंदर प्रोड्यूस होती है. सो दीज आर द मेन डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन ब्रीदिंग एंड रिस्पायरेशन. आफ्टर दैट लेट अस डिस्कस प्रोसेस ऑफ ब्रीदिंग. Process of breathing. How the breathing process take place in our body? What are the process of breathing? So first of all, breathing starts from the nostrils. From the nostrils. Nostrils are two small openings that are present in front of our face through which we inhale air. These are the nostrils. Inside the nostrils, a number of small hair-like structures are present, and these hairs, what is the function of these hairs? These hairs trap the dust, smoke, and other unwanted particles that are present in inhaled oxygen or inhaled air. When we inhale air through the nostrils, inside the nostrils, numbers of small hairs are present, and these hairs perform a function. They prevent the dust, smoke, and unwanted particles that are present inside the air to reach into our lungs. So this is the function of air. And after that, the inhaled air reach into the nasal cavity. At the back side of the nostrils, a small chamber is present, which is known as the nasal cavity. When we inhale air, first of all, the air enter into our body through the nostrils and reach into the nasal cavity. The atmosphere of the nasal cavity is moist, and this moisture is absorbed into the dust particle of the inhaled air and make them heavier, and that's why the dust and smoke particles settle down into the surface of the nasal cavity, and fresh air reach into our lungs. Student, here let us understand the term sneezing. When we inhale air, when we inhale or breathe in such atmosphere where the air is not pure or the air is very dusty or smoky, then what happens? Lots of dust and smoke particles inhaled or reach into the nostril, due to which a lot of unwanted particles and smoke and dust are entered into the nostril, and that's why the hair of the nostril start to vibrate, and they prevent these particles which are entered into the inhaled air. And if these particles are more in number or they are large in number, then due to the vibration into the air, we sneeze out. And due to the sneezing, the dust and smoke or unwanted particles are expelled out are expelled out from our nostril. So this is the sneezing that is happened due to entering lots of dust, smoke and other unwanted particles into our nostrils. So let us discuss again how the process of breathing takes place. First of all, we take air through the nostrils, and from the nostril the air reaches into the nasal cavity, and from the nasal cavity the air enter into the windpipe. This is also known as trachea. Windpipe or trachea. Windpipe. The windpipe is a small tube-like structure which is made from C-shaped cartilaginous rings. This is the windpipe. When we inhale air, first of all the air enter into the nostril, and then after it reach into the nasal cavity, and from the nasal cavity the inhaled air reach into the windpipe. Windpipe is a small flexible tube-like structure which is made from C-shaped cartilaginous rings. These are small C-shaped cartilaginous rings which are stacked one over another and form a cylindrical or tube-like structure that is known as the windpipe. And after the windpipe, the air is reach into the bronchi. The air reach into the bronchi. This tube-like structure or the windpipe, when this is about to enter into the lungs, when it is about to enter into the lungs, then it is divided into two branches, and these branches are known as bronchi. These branches are known as the bronchi. This is the lungs and this is the windpipe. So when the windpipe is about to enter into the lungs, then it is divided into two branches, and these branches are known as the bronchi. And after that, from the bronchi, the air further passes and finally it reaches So this is the structure of bronchi. The bronchi, when enter into the lungs, then it is again divided into sub branches or another small branches, and these small branches are known as the bronchioles. These are known as the bronchioles. So students, the air through the windpipe reach into the bronchi, and when the bronchi enter into the lungs, then it is again divided into some branches, and these branches are known as the bronchioles. And at the end of bronchioles, small grape-like structure are present, and these small bunch of grafts is known as the alveoli. And inside the alveoli, finally the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide take place. Means the air that we have taken is rich in oxygen, and this oxygen is goes into the lungs, and inside the lungs the carbon dioxide which is produced after the respiration process, this carbon dioxide is absorbed inside the alveoli, and the carbon dioxide is released outside of our body by the process of exhalation. exhalation. So in this way, the process of breathing takes place. Let us again discuss this, how this happens. First of all, we inhale air through the nostrils, and from the nostrils, the air reaches into the nasal cavity, and from the nasal cavity, the air enters into the windpipe. And windpipe is divided into two main branches known as the bronchi, and when bronchi enter into the lungs, then they again divided into some branches known as the bronchioles, and at the end of the bronchioles small grape-like structures are present, and these grape-like structures are known as the alveoli, and inside the alveoli the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide take place. Student, the process of breathing also involves the movement of the lips and the movement of the diaphragm during inhalation and exhalation process. During the inhalation process, when we inhale air from the nostrils, at this time, during the inhalation, during the inhalation, we intake air or oxygen from the nostril, then it reach into the windpipe. What happened in the lips and what happened in the diaphragm at the time of inhalation? When we inhale air, at that time, the ribs are the curve-shaped bones that are present in our chest cavity, and they form a cage-like structure which is known as the rib cage, and inside the rib cage our lungs are present. So at the time of inhalation, these ribs start to move upward direction, means they start to move into upside. While diaphragm is a muscular flat structure which is present at the basal or at the base surface of the chest cavity, and this is made from the muscle cells, diaphragm. At the time of inhalation, the rib start to move upward while the diaphragm is start to move downward. The diaphragm at the time of inhalation start to move downside or downward. Due to this movement of the ribs and the diaphragm, the volume of the chest cavity, the volume of chest cavity increases. The volume of the chest cavity increases at the time of inhalation due to the movement of the ribs upward direction and the movement of the diaphragm and in downward direction. By this movement of the diaphragm and rib cage, the volume of the chest cavity increases, due to which the inhaled air rushes inside the lungs, and in this way our inhalation process get completed. While in exhalation process, the movement of the diaphragm and the rib cage get reversed in direction. Exhalation. When we exhale air, then during the exhalation, the movement of the ribs start to downward. While the movement of the diaphragm start to upward direction. At the time of exhalation, the movement of the ribs and the movement of the diaphragm get reversed into the direction as compared to the inhalation. The ribs start to move downside. They start to move down direction, in downward direction, and the diaphragm is start to move into the upward direction, due to the movement of the upward direction of the diaphragm and the downward direction of the ribs, the volume of the chest cavity get decreases, and due to this decreasement in the volume of the chest cavity, the air that is present inside the lungs start to move into the upward direction from the lungs, and they reach into the windpipe, and from the windpipe they expel out or they release out through the nostril, and in this way the exhalation process gets completed. Let us revise again. During the exhalation process, the ribs start to move into the downward direction, while the diaphragm start to move into the upward direction, due to which the movement of the diaphragm and the movement of the rib cage, the volume of the chest cavity get decreased at the time of exhalation, and due to this decreasement in the volume of the chest cavity, the air that is filled inside the lungs is start to move into the outward direction of the lungs, and it goes out from our lungs through the windpipe, and finally it will release out through the nostril, and in this way the exhalation process get completed. So student, this is all for today. See you in the next revision video of this chapter. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.